Hi guys, Miss Lipston again. I have our second reading lesson for the week, and I know that you guys yesterday started doing some writing with Miss Murphy, and you guys were writing about what we actually are reading. So yesterday you guys wrote about wolves. Today we're going to learn about foxes. Okay, one of the things that I think might be very helpful, and I added this to our chart to start off with, are the what, where, who, and how, right? So these are some of the questions that when you were doing your writing with Miss Murphy, I'm sure probably would have been really helpful, right? Because we have to think about, what does a fox look like? Where does a fox live? How do they live? Like what stuff do they do? Okay, that kind of thing. And right, and then who do they eat? All right, so we're going to find out all of these different things today in our book, Foxes. All right, so foxes, and just like we talked about the other day as well, nonfiction books all have a table of contents. And again, remember why those table of contents are so important? Whisper it to your hand. Why is the table of contents so important? All right, you guys ready to get started? Foxes. Goodness gracious. All right. A fox is a type of wild dog. I'll get a little bit closer for you. Foxes have thick fur. They have red, black, white, tan, or gray fur. Foxes have bushy tails. A fox's tail is a warm cover in the cold weather. It's like a blanket. I never knew that. Some foxes have white tips on their tail, right? So the very little tippy tip of their tail, sometimes they have white on them. Foxes live in lots of places. Many live in forests and farmlands. So we know what forests are, right? It's where a lot of trees are. What do we think farmlands are? If we think about that, think of the words that we're hearing in there. Farmland. You think they live near farms? Most foxes sleep during the day. They hunt for food at night. Look at how cute he is sleeping. Foxes eat insects, grass, and fruits. Sometimes they bury their food to eat later. Okay, so there's some of the insects, there's the grass, and there's the fruit. Foxes are great hunters. They catch mice, birds, rabbits, and snakes. So I'll get those up there nice and close. We have mice, birds, and rabbits. And you guys all know I don't like snakes, so thank goodness they don't have that picture on there. Foxes wait quietly for animals to come by. Then they pounce. See how his little feet are up there? He's got to pounce on top of them. All right. Our glossary gives us all of the definitions of those bold words in there, and some of them are some new words that we hadn't heard of. Farmlands was new, and it says lands that are used for growing crops or raising animals. Pounce, to jump on something and grab hold of it. Very cool. All right, so now I'm going to need you guys to go get a piece of paper. You can pause the video if you need to. And then you're going to start off just like we did in class before, right? Our main topic today is about foxes. So that's going to go in the center. And I'm going to have us try to come up with at least 3 or 4 details, okay? And that's where you're going to write over in here and draw pictures, okay? Now, to get onto our big chart, here's our what. Let's try to answer the what first, okay? What? What do they look like? What colors are they? Okay. foxes have thick fur. They are red, black, white, tan, or gray. Can they be a couple of those colors in there too? Probably, huh? Okay, so I'm going to draw a couple of boxes in here just to make it easy so we can have the colors on there, because that's a lot of writing up there, right? I know that that's hard. I know one of them is black, was one of the colors. We had red, right? So red, black, oh, we have white. We have tan. Let's do a tan in here. I have an extra color in there, or an extra box. I was just coloring away. And gray was the other color. Okay, and remember their tails can be white too. All right, so that's what color they are. Here's another one I want us to think about. All right, sorry about that. Another what says a fox's tail is bushy to cover themselves in the cold, right? So that's a what. What do they look like? They have really, really bushy tails. And I'm thinking we should, because that picture was just so huge. We had the fox in here. He was all buried in there. He had his little eyes in there. And then he was like all curled up. And he had this big bushy, 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 bushy tail covering them all up, didn't he? Okay. Next question that we need to find out so that we can write about them is where? Where do they live? Where would we, if we went outside, where would we find foxes? Well, we would find them in the forests, right? There's our trees, lots of trees in the forest, okay? And the other place it talked about was the farmlands, right? It's in a farm where they can grow crops and sometimes raise animals like pigs and cows and chickens. Yeah, that could be there. Okay, another question that I want us to think about is how? How do they live during the day or at night, right? What did our book tell us today? Our book told us that foxes sleep during the day and they hunt at night. That's kind of smart, don't you think? During the day, everybody's awake. Probably a little bit harder to go hunting, okay? So I need us to draw a picture that would help us remember what that means, all right? So I'm gonna draw a bed, sleeping. I know it's us there, but we're talking about foxes. So during the day, they're sleeping, and at night, let's draw a moon, they are out and about hunting. Okay, nice. All right, and now the who. We need to find out, what is it that they eat, right? Who do they eat? Let's open this guy up here. All right. Whoops, I'm losing my paper a little bit. Foxes hunt mice, birds, rabbits, and snakes. Oh my gosh, so you can draw all of those, right? Big bunny ears, bunnies, we've got, I can't even draw a bird. I was trying to think like they do something like that. I don't know. And then a snake, big ol' on there, okay? All right, and there was one other who. It was on 2 different pages. This who says that they eat insects, grass, and fruit. Who would have ever thought of that before? Oh my goshes. So insects like a spider, maybe flies or mosquitoes or something like that. They like to eat grass, and then they eat lots of fruit too. Okay, here I'm gonna draw a big old apple. All right, nice job. So now your job is to go back to this. Remember putting foxes here in the center because that's what we're talking about. And I want 3 or 4 details that you can draw pictures on or write. And you can always go back to the beginning of the video and go back through it as well. All right, remember what our challenge was this week, turning in 3 different assignments, okay? So do it, meaning taking a screenshot and sending it to me. If I get 3 different pictures of 3 different assignments from each of you, you will get a shout out on one of our YouTube videos. All right, thanks guys, have fun.